Holly with Stuffed in the Middle, and today we're going to be making a fun Halloween treat. We're going to be making a witch to put on top of a cupcake, or you can just use it as a cookie treat to serve at a Halloween party or have the kids make their own at a classroom party. So we'll be starting with our ingredients. We have almond bark. It comes in chunks like this at the grocery store. I have 3 in a bowl that I've previously melted. You just put it in the microwave for about a minute, and then you might have to add 30 seconds here or there and just keep stirring so it becomes the consistency of nice drizzle. And then we have our fudge striped cookies. These are great. You can get them at your regular grocery store, or you can get the store brand, or you can get name brand. We've gotten the store brand because it's a little cheaper. And we're going to be using this as the top side. We also have our pirouette cookies. And we have our raspberry blackberry candy. And we also have bugles. And I'll get a bowl of those in just a minute. All right, we're back with our bugles. These are those fun salty treats. And these are going to be the top of our witch's hat. So what we're going to be doing is dipping our bugle into chocolate and then putting it on top of the fudge stripe cookie to make the witch's hat. And then we're going to be cutting our pirouette in half to make the legs of our witch. And then the raspberry candies will be her feet. So first things first, we'll start with the hat, and I just lay our cookie down on some parchment. I have a long skewer that you use for barbecuing typically. And I just stick it the point right into my bugle here. And then I'm gonna dip it into the chocolate and use my spoon. And if my skewer comes out, that's okay. But I'm just gonna totally cover my bugle here. So I finished dipping the hat in the chocolate, or the top part of the hat, the bugle. And I've actually got some other cookies that I got at the dollar store, and these don't have the hole in the center. But they have a little tiny hole, not the large hole like the ones that are name brand or your local store brand. But if you can get this kind, it works really well this way, because I can just put the skewer right in to that little tiny hole, and there's enough resistance there that I pull it down, and the top part of the hat sticks right on, and I pull the skewer out. So I'm going to set this down gently. So that's the first way to do it when you have an off-brand cookie with just a little tiny hole in the center. You can see it here. Now if you have the large hole cookie, what we're going to do is do that a little bit different. We're going to set this down, and I'm going to take a bugle. I'm going to try to get one that has a fair opening so there's a lot of space to get some chocolate on there. And I'm going to dip this in the chocolate. And we're going to end up double dipping this particular cookie. So I have a nice layer of chocolate there. And I'm just going to stick it right on top and set this down. Once this is dry, and it'll only take a few minutes, then we'll take this whole cookie and dip it upside down in the chocolate. And that'll give us our hat look that we're looking for. Now, to make our legs, I'm going to take a full pirouette cookie. Got some chocolate here. I'm going to move out of the way. I'm using a serrated knife because that's going to get through this without cracking it as much. And so I'm going to just saw through here gently. And even sawing gently, I still am going to break the cookie just a little bit. But I'm going to use this side, this broken end, and I'm going to dip that right into the chocolate. Not too far, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to take my raspberry candy, and I'm going to stick it on. Just like that. Now I'm going to have to hold this for a minute or two. Well, actually just for a few seconds until I get it over to a shallow dish where it can kind of hold it in place. You can see there while I do the second one. And here I go. I'm gonna dip this second one about 1/4 to 1/2 inch in chocolate. Kind of twist it to get the chocolate to stop dripping and set my candy right against there and lead it up against the edge. Now, I can either let these sit here, or to make it go quicker, I can put them in the freezer, but they should be hard within probably 5 minutes at the most. So then next, what we're gonna do is we're still waiting for these to dry, but I have some that are already previously done here. As you can see, here's my little legs and feet, and here's my hat. I love this one with the curve. And I'm gonna set these on a tray, and then I'm going to put a little chocolate on the bottom of my cookie. Now this is if I'm making just a cookie treat for my kiddos, or for myself for that matter. And I'm gonna layer on the chocolate on the bottom here, just like that. And then I'm just gonna set it right on top. Maybe move it back just a smidgen, so you can see those little legs sticking out. And within a few minutes, that is gonna be a whole cookie treat that you can serve up at your next holiday party. Or you can take this cookie and then 2 little legs like these, and you can put it rested on top of a cupcake and stick the little legs in, and you have a great witch treat. And we'll show you that in just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna finish dipping this hat. So really, it's not so much dipping, because otherwise you'd have to melt an awful lot of chocolate. So really, I'm just gonna be pouring this chocolate right over the top of the bugle and cover any spots that I've missed. Just keep turning it and letting it drain off. Kind of paint it on with the back of your spoon. And if you need to reheat your chocolate, go ahead and do that. It only takes another probably 30 seconds in the microwave. And then it'll get to a nice dipping consistency. This one's getting a little thick now, but I think we can do just fine. But look at that sweet hat. Isn't that adorable? There you go. So we're back, and we have our finished cupcake. We just got done baking that. And I am going to core it out, and we're gonna stuff it with some raspberry jam. And then we're going to frost the top in some green frosting that we found at the grocery store, so we don't have to tint it. I just love that. It's already done for us. So I'm using a cannoli form, but you can get any kind of apple corer or anything that's a round cylinder to go ahead and core your cupcake out. And then, of course, I use a chopstick, and I just push that out into my bowl of cake centers that my children eat later. But now I'm going to fill this with some raspberry jam. And you can put this in a bag and pipe it in, but it's just as easy to just fill it with a small spoon here. So we thought the raspberry jam would give it a nice scary feel to our melted witch with her green skin as a frosting for the look we're looking for. And then I've gone ahead and I filled a piping bag with my 1M tip and the icing, and then I cut the end off. So I've twisted the top, and now I'm going to go ahead and circle frost the top. Don't forget, you can get directions for this online. We have a video that shows how to get your bag ready and how to core and do everything you need to get your cupcake all ready. So there we have our frosted cupcake now, and I'm gonna set it up here, and then I'm going to put my witch's hat on, just like that, kind of pointing off to the side here, and I'm gonna put her little legs in and right down into the cupcake. And she looks like she's melting. Oh, and my leg stuck to the plate there. There we go. And there she is, melting. our super fun cupcake.